Once there was a young man who was very unhappy with his life. He had a good job, a nice apartment, and plenty of friends, but he still felt like something was missing. One day, he decided to seek out a Zen master and ask him for the secret to happiness. The Zen master listened to the young man's story and thought for a moment. Then he reached down and picked up a rock from the ground. He handed the rock to the young man and said, "Carry this with you wherever you go, and every time you touch the rock, imagine that you are touching the Buddha." The young man was confused, but he decided to follow the Zen master's advice. He carried the rock with him everywhere he went, and whenever he touched it, he imagined that he was touching the Buddha. At first, he felt silly, but after a while, he started to feel a sense of peace and contentment that he had never felt before. As time went on, the young man started to forget about the rock. He no longer needed to touch it to feel peaceful and content. He realized that the rock was just a symbol, and that the real source of his happiness was within himself. Through this experience, the young man learned that happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in our own state of mind. The rock served as a reminder of this lesson, and helped him to cultivate a sense of mindfulness and awareness that he carried with him throughout his life. Years later, the young man returned to the Zen master to thank him for the gift of the rock. The Zen master smiled and said, "The rock was just a tool to help you find the Buddha within yourself. The real gift was the lesson you learned along the way." The young man bowed deeply, understanding the deep meaning of the Zen master's words. The moral of the story is that true happiness is not found in external circumstances, but within ourselves. The rock symbolized the young man's inner peace and contentment, and served as a reminder to cultivate mindfulness and awareness in everyday life. The lesson is that by developing a sense of inner peace and contentment, we can find true happiness and fulfillment, regardless of our external circumstances.